$200 a name. So if this place was closed now, what would be happening with you guys? We'd be asked out of our
What's
house.
up, guys?
Yep. So, Crystal, how long have you worked there?
I just started.
Okay, you're brand new.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. What's your name?
Vanessa.
And how long have you been
Watching Bar
2
Rescue.
weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So there's nobody who's been here very long. Why? Because we can't keep employees. Can't keep employees. How long is the
This
average
episode is
stay?
called Gutter
2
Ball.
3 months. Maybe. He pushes everybody away.
Bar
Actually,
Rescue.
yes. He blames other people on his failure, correct? Correct. We don't change his attitude. We don't change his future. You get that? Oh, I know that. Do you want this to stay in the family, Jay? Okay. I'll tell you about it. Definitely. What about your daughter, Daphne? What was her plan here? Her
Going on?
plan was to run this place. What happened?
Anybody
Grandpa
bored out of their
heard
mind?
I want to bring Daphne in for a minute. Because I think Daphne's an important part of the story. I want to hear what Daphne has to say
What's
too. So there she is.
Got Solo. How do I sound? I sound all right?
So I heard, you're a heck of an asset in this building. You coordinated.
It's gotta be 2 in the morning in Sydney.
Promotion, help.
What are you still doing up?
He was a hell of a mechanic, my dad tells me. Even ran back and could repair the machines.
Yeah. If I was here
Bored.
by myself, I could literally do everything.
Your
Bored.
grandfather
Watching Bar
pretty
Rescue.
much promised this to you.
Yeah.
Tell me. I don't
Oh,
understand.
oh,
So
the
when I was
irony.
7 years old, he was teaching me how to bowl. I looked at him and I said, you know, Grandpa, I think I want to run this
What's going on with
business
you guys?
someday."
Anything cool?
So once I became of age, they got me in here, and I
Oh,
ended
you
up taking
finished
over
work
bar
at 12,
managers.
huh?
I was
Now you're
manager of
chilling?
every position.
What happened?
I just got really
That's
fed
cool. I'm
up
glad
with
to see
somebody
you.
telling me I wasn't doing my part.
Did you talk to your grandfather?
How's the
I
weather in
talked to him
Sydney?
Probably a month.
So your
Weather
goal-
okay?
Your goal of working here, and your grandfather too, in a sense.
Weather's getting better in Chicago. I might be outside UFO hunting
Jay,
soon.
you're stuck in the middle.
Nothing better to
Your
do.
daughter, but your father, who in his heart wants to do the same, has such a thick head, he won't let himself do it. Absolutely, and won't hand it over even me. I want to bring him in here.
It's nice weather there. That's cool.
I was told that years ago people used to come here and enjoy seeing you. You were a force of good. And at some
It
point,
is
this switch
11, almost 11:30
At
a.m.
some point, you became bitter.
11:22 a.m. Sunday morning, 4/5/2020.
You're blaming your situation on the people.
Palm
around you.
Sunday in
But the people around you can actually
States.
solve it for you. We had those young people at the bar last night. If I don't get people in this bowling center, Daphne's age, we're finished.
around me, everybody would be at church right
Do you
now.
notice the difference since she's gone? Oh, yes. She wants to work here. Big time. She just doesn't want to work for you. Correct? Nobody does. You have gotten so negative, so bitter, so unlikable that nobody's rooting for you, Mike.
Yeah, I put the other camera up. I put the external camera on.
Good or bad, she's trying.
Makes things a
What
little
do
bit
you have
better.
to say to Daphne? I'm sorry. What else? I love you.
This
Tell
sucks.
her. 'Cause she
This
doesn't
sucks.
know
All
it.
I'm doing is sleeping all day.
Mike, I'm trying to fix you. You can't do this.
Can't believe how much I'm sleeping. I wish I can get up and walk around, but my back and my hips are killing me. Oh, did you see the drone? Das, did you see the drone? Hang on, let me see if I can fly the drone for you. That's how bored I am. Oh no. Ah, dang it. Oh, there it goes. Hang on. Hold on, I'm trying to connect the. There's the drone. Trying to connect it. Not picking up for some reason. Oh, there it goes. Come on. Oh. Let's see if it's got enough juice to fly. Check this out. Oh, dang it. I'm sorry. I have to charge it up. I forgot to charge it. I was gonna have a cruise right by here. Battery's no good. I'm sorry, I should have charged up the battery of the drone. I streamed Rich's show and Manny's show last night. Those guys are cool. But I was flying the drone during that stream. That's pretty cool. Glad you're here, man. Might have to start doing something new for the show. I might have to start jumping in front of the camera. I don't want to do it. I don't want to get in front of the camera. I want the bar to open up again. I want to see some people. I need Audrey to come bartend. You guys would love her. Plus the ghosts love her too. Ghosts are cool. I'm always trying to make the ghosts come out. Let's see if I can play something on YouTube. I like this one. I'm going to play this one. It's about panic. Panic. Let them scream whatever they want. By Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius on Panic. It's from this guy, Einzelganger. Einzelganger.
How should we act when people around us are panicking? And how can we avoid panicking ourselves? Panic gets us nowhere, as it is a state of emotional turmoil, during which our rationality is thrown overboard. So when we're faced with a wide variety of opinions, a strong language of influencers, and decisions based on fear and greed, it can and maintain course. But during times of mass hysteria, it's essential to use our capacity for rationality. From a Stoic point of view, our decisions should be based on facts and logic, and our actions have to be in the interest of the common good. In times of hardship, it's not an unnecessary exercise to fortify our minds with philosophical ideas, so we don't slip into the trap of panic.
I got a
Roman
closet full of
Emperor and
toilet
Stoic
paper.
philosopher Marcus Aurelius had some valuable insights on how to strengthen the mind so we don't deviate from the right
It's funny.
path.
This guy talks about why we panic buy toilet paper. Can you hear this? Das, does it sound all
Now,
right?
let's start with the second question, as it paves the way to answering the first one. How can we avoid panicking ourselves? To navigate our minds back into tranquility, it is important to become aware of the nature of what we are panicking about, and
Yeah, I
also
got
the
pasta.
reasons why we panic. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius mentions that no matter what happens, it is something that has happened before. When we are ruled by the issues of the day, we lose sight of the bigger picture. So, what unfolds in a moment may seem totally new and alien. In a way, this is true, because nothing that happens now takes place in the past. However, when we look at historical accounts, we see that they are filled with the same old, same old. Marcus Aurelius shifts the paradigm by pointing out that life is simply history repeating itself. So we could say that we experience the same archetypal storylines over and over again, just with different characters and in different formats. Lost all your money? Your job? Millions of people are going through the same thing as we speak, and have been in the
Happens to
past.
everybody.
Is the world ravaged by the plague? We had the Spanish flu. the Black Death, SARS, MERS. Humanity has gone through many different crises. Individual people have faced a lot of hardship in their lives. There have been good times and bad times, and we have gone through peace and war. History taught us that this mechanism never changes as long as we exist. It is simply life manifesting the same patterns. Everything is transient, like yin and yang. So, why do we panic when it's just another manifestation of the same? Probably because the thing we panic about disguised itself as something unprecedented. It triggers our fear of the unknown, while in reality it has happened many times before. What's new and scary now will be old and familiar tomorrow. That's because we are adaptable creatures who can change along with the transient nature of the universe. So, to keep a cool head when things around us start to change quickly, we might want to repeat the following quote by Marcus Aurelius. No matter what happens, keep this in mind. It's the same old thing from one end of the world to the other. It fills the history books, ancient and modern, and the cities, and the houses too. Nothing new at all. Familiar, transient. End quote. All comes down to seeing
Nothing
things
new
as
at
they
all.
are as much as possible, and doing the right thing based on rationality and not based on fear. Thus, in a crisis, we ought to prepare, but not overdo it, especially when it undermines the community. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes repeatedly that we should work together and act conformably to our own nature and the nature of the whole, or as he puts it, to do what the community needs done. When we panic, we are often inclined to act unintelligently and in ways that only make things worse or overlook the things that actually need to be done. That's why it's essential to keep calm in the face of adversity, because if we don't, we can screw things up. In the case of a virus outbreak, for example, instead of trying to be the hero of the day, it's probably much better to simply stay at home. Also, we may want to keep in mind that the media are companies motivated by profit, so they recreate and inflate reality by constantly focusing on certain topics that attract attention. When we expose ourselves to the media all day, we become deluded because we start to believe that there's nothing else going on in the world besides disaster. And this is not true. So instead, it's better to focus on our direct environment, something that we can actually influence, and see how we can do something beneficial. Thus, don't try to change the things you cannot change. Instead, give your grandmother a call. Now,
Your
when it comes to
grandmother
dealing
call.
with panicking people, staying calm in the herd is much easier when our own
You know what's messed up is I gotta beg my son to have my granddaughter call me. He's such a lazy ass. I'm like, hey, I'm alive over here. You guys gonna call?
faculties are strong. If we are determined and don't let
damn it.
ourselves be carried away by our irrational thoughts and emotions, we become towers of strength that are immune to all compulsion, like, for example, the cravings for toilet paper. Even when world leaders act irrationally and the things they say don't make any sense, or when hostility and violence dominate the streets and people scream bloody murder, Marcus Aurelius would probably advise us to not engage and to calmly do what the situation asks of us. I quote, "Let them scream whatever they want. Let animals dismember this soft flesh that covers you. How would any of that stop you?"
Right now I'm alone. But my buddy Brian, this is he's using this place as a business now. So he comes around and he's got workers and UPS people that come by and things like that. But I've been trying to isolate myself. I'm trying to stay away from people. They said this week's going to be the worst week in the US. They're like, don't even go to the stores this week. So I'm just trying to chill out. My only family is my sister. She's in a nursing home. My other brother, he lives in California, and the other one lives in Thailand. Everybody's all over the world, except for my sister. But she's in a nursing home. No visitors. The nursing homes are getting hit the hardest. So I feel bad for her. It's a real shit time. Airlines going under. I used to work for an airline. Nursing homes are closed. Can't travel to go see my granddaughter right now. It's brutal. But that's why I listen to Marcus Aurelius. Nothing is new.
Keeping your mind calm, reliably sizing up what's around you, and ready to make good use of whatever
I'm
happens.
trying to make the
End
best of
quote.
it.
At the end of the day, what the
Getting a
people
lot of
around us
sleep.
are doing is not up to us.
Pretty good.
If they feel that panic is the answer, we can only change their minds if they are open to alternatives. But when they aren't, we'll
Yeah, my
only
kids
waste
are-
time
My
trying.
sons are
In
both
such cases, we are better off
They're,
preventing
30,
ourselves to
29
go
and
along with their
25.
panic, so we maintain our inner peace.
and
I
got a
quote, "The tranquility that comes when you stop
4-year-old
caring what they say
granddaughter
or think or do,
and
only what you do, not to be distracted
2
by their
grandsons.
darkness,
One
to
that's
run
like
straight
6
for the
months, and
finish
other
line,
one is 5 years
unswerving."
old.
Thank you for watching and be kind
They're
to each
all over
other.
the place too. Just me here in Chicago. I might move to Washington State after all this is said and done to go be by my granddaughter. She's cool. Dark Horde. This is cool. I want to show this guy. Alien Addict. I hope he doesn't mind.
And then over $5, we'll get a mug.
I don't want to rip off Alien Addict.
At least get one out a
think
week
Alien
for
Addict's
you,
cool.
where I'm in the video. I'm thinking of going live more. Spoke to my friend Rich from Goof on Radio, maybe about me doing more live stuff in the VR, where I speak to you guys in VR, because I can see your comments pop up on the VR headset. It's
crazy.
quite
I wouldn't
easy
wanna talk
to
in
respond
VR.
to you guys on that, and it's a bit of fun, so you guys get to interact. It's not a gaming channel, but I think
So I'm not that upset about it. I'm pretty sure when the mass hysteria has calmed down a little bit, I'm going to go out there and probably May, I hope. I might just go rent a house out there for a couple months. Alien Addict, that's cool. You guys should sub to him.
different than just normal gaming. It's kind of like I can get you guys.
He helps Rich out.
This is them saying something like that some years back, but now I have no choice. The evidence is overwhelming. It's sort of mind-boggling that this is happening and that it's headed towards something. They're not doing this because they're experimenting on us or anything like that. This is headed towards what I would imagine to be a major event where they will suddenly take over the earth for reasons that we do not know.
Well, this brings us to the change, and you've written about this. And I wonder, we've got about 10 minutes remaining here. Can you talk about what is this change? You got this this phrase from a number of your folks. What can you say about this?
Well, one of my books, people began to tell me that that the aliens were telling them that soon there was going to be a change. The change was coming. Everybody was going to know his place. It was going to be wonderful. The change is coming. The change will be. And I always wondered what the change was.
Mm-hmm.
And I would ask abductees, well, they must have told you what the change is going to be. And everybody would know, and it might be different for every person, but they would say, well, the change is when this, that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody knew. So say also that nobody was aware that other people were saying that.
Okay.
when I began to understand that these aliens were now coming down to Earth and beginning to live here, then I began to realize that the change was that this was in fact a takeover situation, and that the change for these aliens was that the Earth would be changed because they would then be in control. That's my best guess. And they would be living here, and they couldn't care less about the ones who are normal humans. They've got their own humans that they've been making, so to
What is your
speak.
favorite show?
But whatever it is, this planet will be theirs, I think. That's my best guess.
No, this is Dolan. Look at Simpsons, and it's got a UFO. Ah, isn't that funny? Lurking. Yeah, the ghost is lurking. Das, look at the Simpsons. Getting sucked up by a UFO. I didn't even plan that. Oh my God, it's so funny. Oh, it's in Spanish. That's funny.
Doing this for a long time. There's a reason for it. It's not just because they like examining humans. No. There's a reason for it. They are working towards this change of people who will be living here, I think. That's my best guess.
I've actually wondered that this would be actually an ideal society for them to conquer or to take over if they wanted. We're just
It's funny because the show, the voices, the live voices are in Spanish, but the closed captioning is in English still. It's tripped out.
verge of developing, implementing worldwide 5G smart device technology where every device is talking to every other device. The ability for a complete 24/7 surveillance into everyone's home is a reality. And just imagine hijacking that kind of infrastructure. It's like ready-made for them. They've got the neurological control, and if you put them in, strategic places within global society, they actually could have the capability to control even beyond their neurological limitations of power. You know what I mean?
It is certainly possible. Anything is possible with these beings. You have to remember that these are extremely advanced people, so to speak. Their UFOs simply disappear, or else they fly so fast away somewhere that nobody can see them fly. It's faster than the speed of light. You'll notice that on board a UFO, they're flying here, they're flying there, whatever. People do not feel any gravitational pull like you are in an airplane. If it suddenly starts to make a left bank, your body sort of moves to the right a little bit. Mm-hmm. Nobody has ever described anything like that. We have no knowledge of what their life is like outside of what people describe to us. We don't know whether aliens of any type sleep. We don't know how we know how gray aliens eat, but we don't know whether the other two,
We know what gray aliens eat. Huh? Come on, man. I like this guy though. Complete surveillance on us 24/7. Technology will go too far. But there's always a balance to life that comes out. They could try to suppress everybody and surveil everybody, but humans are pretty smart. You always find a way to beat the system somehow. That's what it seems like to me. No matter how much the man tries to come down, humans always come back.
insectolins or the reptilians, whether they eat or not. We don't know how they get fuel. We don't know anything. But what we do know is that this is extremely advanced technology. It's not just one layer above us. They have come through space from somewhere for who we don't know where, and flown here and have decided to take over. God, I hate to say this because it sounds so crazy, but to take over the planet, if you will. And they've done this before, almost certainly, and they're doing it in a routine fashion. They are extremely advanced.
Oh, the hell was that? Oh my God. Scared the shit out of me. Ugh. As soon as Chuck Bam got on, it sounded like something exploded. Oh boy. I hope I didn't destroy something here. Holy shit, that scared the shit out of me.
All that. Now, I'm not talking about gray aliens necessarily because they're different. They're workers who are created to do work.
You're talking about the insectolins, the ones at the top of the chain.
I'm talking about the ones in charge, the insectolins.
He's saying the insectolins are in charge. Then he's saying there's reptilians, and he's saying there's grays. And he knows what grays eat.
Especially, and hybrids, because hybrids have human DNA in them, and they've got these, they have brain power that human beings don't have, and they can all talk telepathically. Now, of course, all abductees talk telepathically too, but mainly on board a UFO. So
what can we do? Is there? I mean, you've mulled this over 1,000 times or more, I'm sure, and I don't know if you have any answers, but have you thought of? Is there any hope? Is there anything that humanity can do in the face of this threat?
I don't know if there's anything that humanity can do in the face of this threat. The problem is that people of goodwill who are intelligent, far more intelligent than I am, need to get together and understand what is happening and then try to figure out some way of dealing with it. It may be too advanced to deal with it. It may be too late to deal with it, but at least we might have some sort of a fighting chance. That is not happening. As you know, there's an ongoing study of UFOs, and Luis Elizondo, I guess is his name, has been going around to different UFO conferences and talking about what's going on there. And what the group is doing is primarily trying to see whether UFOs are real, as if this were 1947.
Exactly.
I asked Elizondo, well, have you been doing any research into the abduction phenomenon? He said he's not at liberty to tell me that. So they may be doing something, but it's small potatoes. It's tiny. What they should be doing is contacting me, for example, who spent my most of my life studying UFOs and abductions, and Yvonne Smith and others who do this kind of research.
Great.
And debriefing us in terms of what we found and all the rest of that stuff. And they would start doing abduction research also, because that is the only way you can get inside a UFO, period. You can't get inside it. They're studying the outside shells of objects. They're not studying what's going on inside. Inside is the important part. So they would then start doing hypnosis with abductees, and they would realize the import of this, and there would be thousands of them doing abduction research now as we speak. And we would know it, because abductees would eventually tell us. That has not happened. It is not happening. They're still trying to figure out whether UFOs are real. This is nonsensical. It is beyond stupid. It's criminal.
Yeah, really, the only hope would be worldwide wake up right now or yesterday or last week and and move in a coordinated effort
Heck,
to
yeah.
understand and then hopefully deal with this challenge.
Jerk.
That's never happened with our society, with the world.
Why you guys being
We're still
jerks?
in this little fairy tale of UFOs.
I want to hear that part one more time.
Stupid. It's criminal.
Look at.
Yeah, really, the
That's
only
fast.
hope would
I
be
gotta hear that one more time.
worldwide wake
So I can
challenge.
figure this
That's
out.
never happened with
Hypnosis of abductees, and they would realize the import of this, and there would be thousands now as we speak, and we would know it because abductees would eventually tell us. That has not happened. It is not happening. They're still trying to figure out whether UFOs are real. This is nonsensical. It is beyond stupid. It's criminal.
Yeah, really, the only hope would be worldwide wake up right now.